Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and this is going to be another one of our weekly Q&A slash update videos. As always, we start off with a really quick update. The current character challenge is for Suicide Squad Deadshot, but that's only for another day. The online battle is for Unhinged the Joker, and again, that's just until tomorrow. The Survivor gear set is the Suicide Squad companion gear, and all of the early access packs are still available despite the fact that we're moving into the second run-through of their respective challenges, or at least the start of it. We're not sure if it's going to continue into a full second run-through, but...
It wouldn't surprise me if whatever they did it until September 15th when the special Suicide Gear, or Suicide Squad companion gear cards are set to rotate out of Survivor.
Yeah, that would make sense. So anyways, we'll move right into the question, because we're only going to be doing one this week, and this comes from J.I. Lacdan, and they say, support the devs, then why do you spread news about glitches, which takes money away from them? And no, you can't justify that by making a video, you're also making the devs aware of it, because you can make them aware of the glitch by keeping it to yourself and reporting it on their support page.
Alright, so this was an interesting question because it touches on a lot of stuff that we talked about before. But let's unpack a little bit about what you're saying in this comment and sort of question. Just for context, that was a comment when somebody was asking about how to get energy recharges, and we said, we showed how to get free recharges, and we also said, you know, it's not a bad idea to spend some money on the devs to support them by paying for energy recharges. So let's unpack that. And we've got a bunch of related points. So the first part is there's a lot of really good information from our stats. Our most viewed video, so our highest views are on the videos of glitches, and the most viewed of those have more than 300,000 views. Now compare that to our subscriber base, which is only 13,000, so that's one order of magnitude smaller. And if you look at the number of views on our non-glitch videos, they're anywhere from even 1 to 2 orders of magnitude lower than that, like a couple hundred views. The point of that is that we're not taking our audience and our huge audience and driving them towards glitches. The only reason we even have an audience is because people are looking for glitches.
Yeah, and we've built some audience up separate to that, which is what these videos are a testament to.
Right, because most of that audience isn't here to listen to the melodious sound of our voices. Although we are very grateful for the small number that are. They're here looking for the glitches, and we happen to have some. I mean, here's the thing. There's literally dozens of videos that post the exact same glitches that we post. And I guess we could pretend that we're the most important because we get a decent, not the most, but decent number of views. But that's mainly because we started early, again, even though we weren't the first, and people just keep coming back. And it may also be because we try to do our best explaining things so that people are less likely to screw up their accounts. I mean, there's actual value in that, right?
Yeah, and the next point, specifically addressing you talking about reporting it, the WB support is really, really awful.
Oh, yeah.
So we know because we started looking for help fixing a screwed up Darkseid challenge. You might have heard us talk about this recently. And this was back when challenges lasted like a few weeks at a time. So we contacted support, and we waited until almost the very end of the challenge. And when there was only a few days left, we started looking around for some way to fix it ourselves, and we found it in the form of the challenge reset. So we decided to help others who had been in a position like ourselves by posting the video tutorial on how to do it. Because we found it in some comment on a Facebook page, and the instructions were only most of the way to actually being able to do it.
Well, that's the trouble with instructional stuff, right? Sometimes people take for granted what they think they know, and sometimes they may leave out a step, and when you can see what's happening, it's actually much better. So that after the Darkseid challenge came Wonder Woman 600, and that was our first glitch video.
Yeah.
Wow, nostalgia.
So, I mean, the only reason we even started posting these glitches in the first place is because of how bad WB support forums are, and that was not even for patching a glitch, that was actually just fixing a legitimate issue.
Asking for help.
Yeah.
And not even the forum, but actually going to the support page and starting a ticket. And I guess that's another point too, right? The reason why we make the distinction, and we've always made this distinction between glitches and hacks is the same reason why we post glitches, but we don't post any hacks. Glitches are there. They're built into the game. Hacking is, in a small way, taking the game apart and putting it back the way you want. Sure, they're both cheating, but they're different levels of cheating. The glitches, the devs could actually fix that if they wanted to. Hacking, there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, you can't police it, but it's not something that you can really just straight up solve, especially with a lot of the inherent ways that people are hacking. It's very hard to just fix.
Yeah, and there's a ton of people who disagree with us, but I think our position is actually getting more and more popular the more trouble people are having with the game. I mean, maybe the most important point actually of all this is that there's lots of players who have spent nothing on Injustice. They are spending nothing on Injustice and have no intention of spending anything on Injustice ever. Whether it's some of the players or most of the players, I have no idea.
Although, for almost every single game, it is most of the players don't spend money. It's a very small percentage that do.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I think we've talked about that.
Yeah, whales. 90% of their income comes from 10% of the in-app purchases.
Yeah. So, but the problem with Injustice, like with a lot of other games, the items for sale are priced completely out of whack from what they're worth compared to the time it would take to grind or farm them. So, I mean, from a personal perspective, I think we had no intention of paying for credits or early access packs or anything even before we knew about glitches, and we have no intention of paying for them after knowing about glitches. And I'm guessing, I mean, I can't know. It's not like I paid Ipsos Reid to do a survey for us, but that's probably true for a lot of other players, or at least that's what they tell us. But, I mean, it's not sort of mutually exclusive things. We post glitches, but we do love the game, and we want to support the devs in some concrete way. Am I going to spend $25 on one copy of a character? No way. But I think it's not a bad idea to choose to spend a few bucks here and there on energy recharges. And even if we don't use them, because, this game is worth it. At least it's worth it to me.
Yeah, and we can also point out that we've actually bought 4 copies of the full game, right? The Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition on Steam. We've given one away a little while ago. We're giving one away right now as we speak, actually. And we bought a copy for ourselves and one to give to a friend even to be able to play with them. So it's not like we haven't supported the game. And for the ones that we're giving away, especially, it doesn't actually, it wouldn't have mattered which game we bought there. We bought Injustice because we feel some loyalty.
Well, because Injustice,
yeah,
right?
because it's Injustice. So we bought it to support them, essentially.
And that's not really the most important thing. It's that I think that the idea that we're willing to post glitches, but we still actually want to support the developers, they're not diametrically opposed ideas. So, I mean, listen, if Warner Brothers wanted to hire us to beta test updates to Injustice, or maybe even some of the other games, they want to hire us for that, we're not going to say no. But, I mean, getting back to your point, J.I. Lacdan, you're kidding yourself if you think Warner Brothers is not aware of us. I mean, the funny thing is, we got our biggest spike in views ever when one of the, now he or she is an ex-moderator on the official Warner Brother forum for Injustice, started a thread linking directly to one of our all-time most popular videos and starting a thread discussing glitches. So to me, it strikes me as a weird sort of question that you've posed to us, Mr. or Ms. Lacdan, because, it's not like we're going to stop saying that it's a good idea to support the devs, and the best way to support them would be through buying something, and, energy recharges, because out of all the things that they sell, that's actually the best value. And if you're saying that we should just contact support directly, instead of posting videos about glitches, yeah, well, no. If support were better at fixing problems that were introduced with each update, or maybe if support were better at reinstating unjustly suspended accounts, I mean, all you need to do is check out the ex-moderators on the official forums who admit to starting hacking after being wrongfully suspended. That'll give you an idea of how often that's happening. Or even if support were more responsive, maybe you could convince us, right? But until that changes, or Warner Brothers pays us to troubleshoot for them, you're barking up the wrong tree. But thanks for asking that question. It helps crystallize a lot of the ideas I think that have been floating around a lot since we've been doing this for the last couple of years.
Yeah, so now this isn't a question exactly, but you guys all probably know and will have seen that we're actually running a giveaway right now. And we just want a little bit of input on your part. We've gotten a lot of decently positive feedback from the giveaway so far.
Oh, link in the description.
Yeah, and we just wanted to ask some things, like how do you guys like it and the way it's being run? If we were to do something like this in the future, because, you know, we are pretty happy with the way it turned out, and we are potentially considering it. What kind of form would you want them to take? Like, lots of small giveaways versus, like, occasional larger giveaways more in the format of this? Short running giveaways that are just, like, 24 hours versus ones that run like this one does, which is, like, 25 days right now? Whether you guys would want to potentially donate even games or funds for the giveaway. Any and all suggestions like that, we'd be really interested to hear.
I guess maybe if you're like an independent developer or something, that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, we can't promise you we'll do what you suggest, but we're going to take that under consideration.
Yeah, because we're liking the feedback so far, and we do like being able to give away games to you guys. And in the end, this isn't like I know some channels do where they're trying to build an audience. We recognize that giveaways don't really give you much as far as the long term goes.
Yeah, we have no illusions. I mean, we've been doing this long enough, and we've seen enough bottom feeders trying to take advantage of relatively naive YouTubers, and we pride ourselves. Well, we're fooling ourselves into thinking that we're not naive, but we're not going to get sold on that kind of stuff, and we know this is not. It's not a sort of profit making, channel building enterprise to give away stuff.
But we are interested in hearing your input. Like, for example, the most recent giveaway, I wanted to give it the most visibility possible as a separate video, but I think that also runs the risk of attracting people who aren't actually already subscribed to our channel, which gets a little bit away from what the actual original intent of the giveaway is, to give back to you guys as subscribers. So, for stuff like that, we have ideas about how we would get around that, like embedding them in the weekly update, for example, right? If we were doing them every once in a while.
Or well, our first test case was during one of our unboxings.
Just stuff like that, right? So we're not sure exactly what we would do if we're going to do it. We're not sure if we'd have the support to do it or anything like that.
Maybe we won't have the money to do it, but anyways.
But we just want to hear from you guys and hear your thoughts on that, and we know this is one of the places that we can ask for it pretty easily, and this is one of the places where the people who are most loyal to us kind of congregate, so this is where we'll get the most kind of valuable input from our loyal subscribers.
Yeah, and the next part is not so much a question, but I guess a chance to comment on something. So if I'm doing this right, what we'll do is do a screen capture up at this point, and it was just a little comment thread on one of our videos. And you'll see somebody started off with first, and then we'll alternate, I guess.
Somebody says, as if anyone cares.
And then, I'd care.
And then, LOL. Or lol, as the kids say. No one should ever say lol or LOL out loud. Just don't do it.
And then LOL times 2. And it's fun. It's interesting. All right, so when we first started filming, okay, that kind of stuff used to bug me a lot because it felt like sort of empty calories, right? It was a comment, but it wasn't contributing much. But as we learn more about it, it's actually funny that actually has concrete value to our channel, even if I wasn't aware of it before. Maybe you can explain it to me because you showed me that video. That the Green Brothers did, the Vlog Brothers vlog.
Okay, so I'm not actually 100% sure how this works, but there's something called user engagement, and it's essentially a metric that says how involved the people who watch your videos are in your channel. So there's views. If you get a lot of views, that's where you actually get the ads, but how they determine how much your ad is worth is the same kind of way that they determine ad value for spaces on television, right? It's the number of people watching, but it's also how engaged they are, the kind of consumers they are. So
right, so they're just passive watchers, they watch and do nothing else. That's a low level of engagement.
So the more people comment, the more people like,
or subscribe from that.
Yeah, subscribe
video.
from that video. The more engagement you have, the longer people watch. All of those are metrics that essentially increase the amount of money you make in these sort of like micro biddings. So they'll put up a video, and people companies will actually have like their own kind of algorithms or something like that. For a lot of advertisement sources, this is how it works, and they'll decide how much your video is worth, or YouTube will just set a going rate based off of engagement. So that's actually beneficial to our money, but in a way that I'm totally not sure how it works at all, and how much it affects it, but
Right.
it does.
It's not like that discussion we had earlier about, when we're talking about how the CPM works, because that we actually know, right? Like, we have concrete information and we understand. This is just sort of some nebulous idea that, yeah, it's better, but how much better we can't actually measure.
I don't know what movie this is from, but it's something like, it's the cloud. Nobody understands the cloud. So it's there, and it affects things, but we don't really understand exactly how.
So you were showing me that video. They did an interesting experiment. I don't know if there's any outcome because I don't know what's measurable. But they got people to
you're
do...
talking about the one where people commented pluses, yeah. That's actually different from money and engagement. That's for positivity. What they found actually is that comments are weighted heavier based off of comments than based off of dislikes or likes. So, you can dislike a comment, but if you comment with your angry reply, what you're actually doing is making that comment more likely to show up near the top. And that's one of the systems that actually creates, like, a bunch of negativity on YouTube, because you scroll down in the comment section, and the most viewed comments, the ones that show up first, are the ones that a bunch of people have commented on.
Oh, like a flame war.
Yeah, and so that's either super, positive stuff where everyone's going, oh man, that's a real sad story, and it resonated with me on an emotional level, or it's a bunch of people swearing at each other. Sometimes just two people back and forth over and over again, but that's...
Oh, I have an example of that. I should have grabbed that.
But that's actually what shows up more. So they were saying, if you like something, just comment a plus. If you just comment a plus in the comments, it's better than a like, because it means it's more likely to show up, and what it's doing is it's essentially letting the people vote more fairly for what comments are seen and which ones aren't. And it's letting them move towards positivity and away from negativity.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's a little different from engagement, but I'm sure that also must help their engagement numbers if everybody's scrolling into the comment section and commenting plus on a bunch of stuff.
Alright, that's cool.
So anyways, that's all. We got a little bit away from the questions today, but I think we discussed some stuff that was interesting to us, and we hope it was also interesting to you guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.